Good evening, curling fans. Welcome on in. We're back. Little vacation, nice little skiing in the Austrian Alps. At least
Same
that's what I
here.
did. I think you did that too.
I did the same thing. We enjoyed winter sports. There are apparently more things you can do in terms of sporting in the winter. So we enjoyed skiing, and it felt like it was quite a while since we did our last stream. I can't really remember when we did our last stream. I think it was in the week prior to our ski trip.
So it's at least 3 weeks. It's been a while.
Yeah, but so I can imagine people missed us. There was nothing to watch on TV.
I hope people missed us.
I mean,
that's the better thing to say. I know that Bina was looking for us. He said he had to go and watch all the old matches, and he was running out of stuff. So
Honestly, I have been watching the Scotties in the meantime. That was a kind of big tournament internationally that was going on. I was hoping that Team Homan would get into kind of the finals, but unfortunately they didn't. But there were some interesting matches there, and you have been watching some curling as well during your off periods.
Yeah. I watched the Scotties. Unfortunately, was not able to watch the finals because it was too late at night. But I was looking forward to that match too because it was a real thing. It's like Einarson going for her fourth in a row, or Jennifer Jones being able to break the all-time record of wins. So, it was good for Team Einarson to win. I watched the semifinals with Einarson. They played really, really well. So they always seem to, once they get to that page playoff, they're
it
tough
was a
to
close
beat.
game, that semifinal. I remember that was still pretty close. But going back to a completely different level of curling.
Coming back to Belgian curling here.
The Belgian Curling League. So we have a league in Belgium, and it's also a pretty big league. We have 2 divisions packed with teams. Maybe we can look at the standings.
There we go.
Here we go. This is the Belgian Curling League. And here we have less conservative team names. Normally you would have Team Homan, Team Einarson, whatever, and even Team Homan was questionable because Rachel was not a skip. But here we have a totally different way of naming teams. We have Take Out Tigers, we have Red Lions, Daddy's Cool, Wipe My Eyes. Those are way better names than the teams internationally. But in the A-Division, on top in the A-Division, we have Viry-Châtillon, Curling Club Viry-Châtillon from France. They're sitting on top, but they have played 7 games. Basically, they finished their A-Division pretty early in the season, so that's a bit distorting the way it looks. But after that, it's all even, I think.
Yeah, it gives the other clubs, the other teams, the number they're shooting for. It's like, okay, 4 wins, 8 points. So Team Veraken's already halfway there. They've played 2 matches. They've won both of them. They're the fall season, fall splits winners.
Winter round. That
winter
was the
round.
official.
Oh, that's right. This is the spring, even though most of it takes place in the winter.
Yeah.
That's how we do things here in Belgium. But they are the first half winners. Let's call it that, so I can't get it wrong.
Yeah.
And very likely going to repeat. They have a very strong chance of repeating. I would tip them as my favorites. They're just strong all the way. If all 5 members of that team can play any position, and they all play really well. Heck, they're actually out on the ice tonight practicing, which is training, which is one of the things the other teams don't do that often. So
No, that's important.
That's the reason why they are generally the best team in Belgium. So, but we got the other team, sitting there in second place, Brewer's Ducks.
In third place.
Third place. Well, tied for second, but I guess the tiebreaker is there.
And they're playing tonight, and I remember they played a very good winter round. They ended up second in the winter round. Then the Brewers Ducks also performed well with some other Ducks combining, becoming the Black Ducks. And here they're sitting second, and they're facing N19. N19 sitting all the way into the bottom, but that's unfair to kind of present them as a bad team. They just play 1 game so
right
far.
So you see this, you see a lot of teams have only played 1 or 2 matches. You've got Viry, who's played 3 or 7, and Steengoed, who's played 3, and the rest have just played 1 or 2. So it's really up in the air. We're going to come down the last 2 months of the season. They're going to be, everybody's getting in there and playing, and so we're going to have, there's so much. It's such a coin toss. And we just know, all we know for sure is that Viry has set the standard. 8 points is what's going to take. 9 is going to take. You need to get at least 9 to get that first place. So
that's the bar. And I think Team Verreken's favorites, obviously, to get as far as becoming the champion. But it's interesting to see and with the other teams who's going to be the runner-up and how do these teams compare. I know Steengoed, they kind of underperformed so far. They lost a couple of games thing in the back.
They've played 3 matches. They've lost all 3. They have not looked like the Steengoed of old. I think that there's just been a lot of, they've not trained as much as they have in the past. I know that Nils doesn't come in and train on the ice as much as he used to. I don't see him around as much. So it's, and you're seeing it in their performance. So hopefully they can turn things around with the last few matches that they have, get up, get some points on the board, try to contend in there. We don't know what's going to happen because it's like those bottom 2 places end up getting relegated back down to B division. So, Steengoed has been up in the A for a long time. You wouldn't want to see them. I don't think they want to get relegated down to B after so long in the A. So,
but that goes for, I think, almost every team currently in the A division. They're kind of the traditional teams that have been playing in the A division for as long as I know. And Housekeepers, they're the new guys, and Vuri, they're the new guys. But Vuri also kind of scoring pretty good. I think Vuri will stay in the A division. Housekeepers played a very good first half of the season. They maintained in the A division, so they could be kind of a keeper in the house.
Yeah, Housekeepers has won the Belgian Cup last year. They're the current Belgian Cup holders, so they are a good team. They definitely belong up in the A division. So, and I think Viri is kind of cemented. I think they've won 4, lost 3. They're above 500. I think they're safe up in that A division, and they've played some fantastic matches and proved that they belong there. They had a little bit of a struggle that first weekend where they won their first 2 matches and then they lost their second 2. So it was a bit of a, what kind of Viri are we going to see? And then the second weekend they came up here, it was a bit of the same. They won their first match and then they lost their next 2. So no, sorry, they won their first 2, then they lost their last one.
True.
So it's they seem to do better on Saturdays than Sundays, but so maybe they'll just start scheduling to come up on Saturdays only now.
Yeah, maybe next season we're gonna have some new teams joining, because in the B division we have 1 team less, or we just have 7 teams, and we're missing the Canadians. Canadians dropped out, but they're expected to be working on a comeback for next season. And we were talking to Dirk, and there are some teams that could join up next year. I think also the Dutch team, Den Schropkes, they dropped out because they couldn't find enough players to participate. Maybe next seasons they could enter another team. And there are some rumors that maybe some additional international teams will join the Belgian Curling League and therefore make the B division more interesting. Because now, if you want to promote to the A division, I think this is the round where you get a shot at the A division. Competition is less strong than it was first half of the season, and maybe we're going to see Huskies in the A division next year. I mean, they have been training a lot. They are the national women's team in terms of ice hours, training hours. I think next to Team Verreken, they've put the most training hours on there. They perform really well in the European Championships, and for some reason they haven't managed to promote into the A division. But maybe this is the season, or this is the year where they finally make the hop over to the A division.
I think a lot of it comes down to with the fall season, winter season, whatever we're calling it, the first half. They're training a lot they're gearing up towards like the Europeans. So sometimes those league matches get kind of just pushed aside. They're not quite focusing on that. But yeah, they're looking really strong right now. Sitting up a good spot. They're actually out on the ice as well, training alongside in the sheet next to Team Verreken. So, those national teams, they do what it takes to get out there. We think they're going to try to put a big push on getting towards getting up into the A division. And it would be good to see them there. I think that would really help them actually improve their level of play when they go into playing into the European Championships, that they're playing against mostly men's teams, stronger sweepers, stronger tacticians, maybe, that they're going to see the types of teams they'll see in Europe. So that could be good for them.
Yeah, and that is cool. New team. They did strong performance in the first half of the season, and now it's the second half of the season. They're kind of a second mini season here, and they're sitting on top, having two wins out of three games. And also they've beaten the Red Lions, a Luxembourg team that's kind of doing an attempt to become the Luxembourg national team. So for a team that's just playing curling for a little bit more than a year now, I think. I don't know the exact starting date when they started, but they started about this period last year,
something like that. Yep.
They're really performing strong. They're kind of they're out there. I think they're a team to count with.
But They have not faced us yet. The Takeout Tigers. We
Takeout
started
Tigers-
a little bit slow, but we our last match out, we beat the Huskies, so we kind of proved that hey, we're not going to go take this half of the season lying down.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to pat myself on the back here. Pat us on the back.
Yeah, Knock
know,
on wood. And we didn't face the best Huskies because they were missing their skip Karl during that game. She had Corona, so that's why we had a little bit of luck that if you lose a skip, then
Excuses. I hear that excuse every day, and I dismiss it. Tom.
hey Tom Goethals
Tom.
joining. He's a daddy. He's playing. And he's watching the stream as well. If you look at the schedule, because I've announced it on Instagram as well, we have a ton of games. We have a load of games. I call it a boatload because I didn't want to use that other English word.
A boatload is actually an acceptable term. Yes.
Yeah, there is a better word, but I wouldn't want to use it in our
Yes,
official communication.
Yes.
But you know what I'm talking about, right, John?
Yeah.
But this is our upcoming stream schedule, and we have 9 games, 2 Kurdia games, of course. Those are the games where we play and we're mic'd up. Then we have 7 other games split between A-Division games, B-Division games, and doubles games and the doubles leagues. So a pretty packed schedule for the coming weeks. Tonight we start off with N19 against Brewers Ducks, but basically, almost every night we're gonna have a stream, and during the weekend some other streams.
Oh, we were talking so long, we missed the match.
Oh, we missed the match.
We missed the
Well,
stone.
We
I thought they
didn't
were
miss
still
the
ready.
match. During the Scotties, they never show the lead player and the lead
That's
stone.
true. They
because
always
they're-
show commercials. So I honestly thought that they were still getting ready to throw the LSDs. I was not keeping a good enough eye on the on that. But so here we go. So here comes Steph leading things off for the Brewers Ducks. This is actually the no, this is Steph for the N19.
Yeah, we have 2 Stephs. Steph Doe for N19. He switched curling club. He's a former curling club Ghent player. Played with the Ghent team, but as of this season, he was transferred. Kind of a transfer between clubs.
Free transfer. Yeah. Good stone there. Doesn't quite get it buried. A little bit behind the tee line. So Walter's just going to say, let's put one right on top of it. Oh, I know why. Hammer.
Oh, yeah.
We had the hammer wrong. That's why I'm like trying to look at the clock. There we go. This one is a bit wide and a little heavy, so this is going to just kind of go through the house. We're going to see Stefan take a little bit of a warm-up sweep there. Yeah. Stefan there indicating that he wants to just go right behind little guard in the house, kind of half buried behind that red, and just to cover up that yellow a bit.
So yeah, this is
Sweepers are on this one. Is this one going to curl over enough? Now,
it feels light though. Needs to curl.
there it goes. Yeah, right there at the end.
It was a good stone.
Doesn't quite get it buried behind there, but it's still a good guard for that stone in the house.
I like it.
I'll give it a pass this time.
Yeah.
It's early. It's the first end of the match, so first couple of stones, I'll be a little bit more lenient on my critique of the stones. All right, so Sab's going to come from the other side, wall side here. Sweepers seem to think it's okay on the speed, but Walter's now calling for line. This one won't be bad if it taps on theirs. Could tap it into the house.
Yeah. Going for that tap.
Just a touch light, but still an okay position here. All right. And Negantine going for something in between the guard and the shot stone. Possibly even a little bit deeper than a little bit deeper than that red stone. Maybe get 2 sitting in shot position. Weight looks okay, but this is quite wide, so maybe they're going to try to get this one behind.
Yeah, make sure they don't
Yeah,
leave
so
a hit and roll there, or
Yep, that's going to be okay. It's going to do something nice there. And I just realized I forgot something technical, so I'm going to mute for just a moment.
Right, stone is coming in. They're trying to make a draw here, but I think it might be a bit too heavy. Low. Finds the backing there. And it sits shots.
All right. Now maybe my clicker won't keep disconnecting. It's a good setup here for Dirk to do a little hit and roll, try to get this red one out of the way, and then roll underneath cover. Needs to fall, though. I think that's going to be a little bit outside.
It's wide and hard. This is not a little bit outside.
I said I was trying to be nice in this first end.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you can be mean and nasty, but I'm going to be nice.
I wasn't mean. I was just stating facts there.
Duck's going to go for just a little bit of a draw here, try to get that into the there, but they do have that backing if they want to try to tap on their own over. Needs to curl. That's going to use it as backing. There it goes.
Yeah, that,
wow.
That made it interesting here, and it finds the freeze, so it sits pretty strong there.
That's a really good stone there. That took a real turn, like right there at the end. Seemed to move over more like half a stone, that last little half meter. Puts it into a really good spot. But it is behind the T line, so N19's going to try to come in.
The draw's there, they have the backing, so that's what they're going to go for.
This one seems to be outside as well. I don't think it's going to curl over enough.
Has to curl a lot here.
Might be a little bit heavy as well. It's just going to tick that red one over.
Bart's not going to be happy with this stone, I guess.
Nope. Nope. Can't imagine that's there. But there's nice, because there's now it leaves a nice pocket there for the Ducks to get in there.
Duck's probably going to attempt the same stone, and even a guard should be fine, just kind of blocking the draw option there.
Just wanting to make sure this one doesn't curl over onto the guard.
Whoa! Look at that.
Oh, that's a really nice stone. Good, just squeezes it around the guard, taps that yellow one back. Now they're lying 3.
Just gotta love it when it finds those very narrow...
just that little millimeters behind, squeezing it past the guard. Oh, I think this one might be a little bit inside.
Overcompensating for his previous stone there. It looks light. It looks very light. It's already falling too much. And that'll not even going to get near the house.
No, this one's going to tap onto their guard. Moves it in, but now it takes away that line to try to draw something in there. It's going to be a bit more difficult to... yeah, it's going to be difficult to get to end up with something better. Bart's going to just try to put something up there in front. He doesn't need it because now, right now, they're sitting 4. The Brewers next are sitting 4 here, so they'd like to take away that possible any kind of chance to draw around the that yellow. So, but they also kind of need to worry about that tap back. You know, they need to get something in between that yellow and those reds there. They can't just put up a guard saying, "Oh, we'll be fine out on the side," because then they have a tap back with backing. So. A little bit more than meets the eye on this one. What's so funny about that? That's an expression. I'm not talking about the Transformers.
I didn't say it was funny.
You didn't mute. I think we could hear you laughing.
I wasn't laughing. I was just breathing in a very
Rhythmic motion. Rhythmic. God, I can't. You know, you've got me. I can't even think of my words. You were breathing rhythmically through your nose. Yes.
That was exactly what I was doing. Oh, not the best sliding there. But I think he did manage to correct it.
Yeah, it seems to be okay. Well, even short, as long as it doesn't overcurl, they just need to get this over that.
It has to guard
over
the yellow
line,
stone, I guess.
Oh, it's gonna curl over. There's a gap there now.
I think they waited a bit too long to sweep there. The thumbs up, but there's still a draw option. There's an option to tap and promote their Yellowstone. That's what Paul is looking at here.
Yep. He's looking at that. Yeah, they still got an option. It does cover it a little bit. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult, but it's still possible to get that back there. So... And now, yeah, but this is Stefan, so he's going to look at 8,000 angles before he makes up his mind.
He's still not sure. Nope. A little bit of doubt there.
See, he's looking at that. He can tap that, you know, hit the red back onto the yellow, onto the red, get rid of one of the reds. The yellow would be sitting in a decent spot, but still covered up by a red, so... But maybe it would open up. They're looking to see if they can draw around that red onto the edge of the button. Looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to come around that wall side.
And a decision has been made, and I don't think Mark really understands.
He still has to go all the way down to the hack and then stand there and contemplate every angle from that end. Remember, decision has not been made yet.
No.
He has an idea. Is he going to change his mind? Let's find out.
He's not sure. Is he second guessing his call there? Looks like the sweepers roll also kind of second guessing the call.
Yeah, they're not sure that there's enough room for it to curl onto the button. They haven't thrown a stone up that side, but
first time we're going to see a draw on that side there, the wall sides.
Now, if they weren't having 4 against at this point, I would say, hey, early in the match, let's get something and figure out what's going on that side. But they definitely need to get somewhere close so they can...
Needs to curl.
Yeah. But if they can get it into the red, it'll be okay. This looks like a little bit heavy. Ooh, look at that curl.
Oh, looks good. Looks fine.
Look at that curl at the end there.
This is an amazing stone.
Very good stone there. That came out much better. Looked a little bit harder than I thought, and then it just suddenly, right at the end, curled over. So, but gets behind the tee line and is going to give an opportunity for, Walter has seen the line. He saw where the broom was, saw what he needs to do. They've got a little backing, so get right on top of it. And maybe even a little tap back, and suddenly they're looking at another 5 against. So,
Yep.
fortunately for N19, they have the hammer, and they still have options open. They at least try to prevent the huge end. I think at some point we might have to look at
a thing here.
Yeah.
They kind of diffused the bomb, at least for now.
Yep. Let's see what Walter can do here. This one's got a little bit of pace, it seems like. Not. Okay. Heavy draw.
And remember, Stefan Stone curling really hard, and this is going to be the same thing with Walter Stone.
Yeah.
It's too light. So that leaves Brewer's Ducks with just one stone sitting shot there, so they're not going to score big ends. Question is N19,
do they have an option?
Do they have an option to score here?
I'm not maybe? Like with Walter Stone sitting out there now, it's a little bit wider, so that line out on that wall side isn't really there anymore to get all the way over onto the button. This might be a situation where they just kind of say, okay, let's give them one and take the hammer into the next end. Because they run that risk if they push anything back, it would tap a red onto their yellow and possibly move that yellow further back, and then not only opening up one more, but could open up to 3 more. So I think if I'm the skip in this situation, I'm just throwing it through. There's too big of a risk. Like, they're going to try to tap that one through the gap. And maybe he thinks that there's not much of a risk. Maybe Stefan's looking at that going, well, what's the worst that could happen? I don't know. This could run right back onto their yellow. Well, then again, it wouldn't be the worst, because then their shooter would still stay, so. All right, here we go.
Last stone of the first end. Immediate sweeping there, and I think this will overcurl.
Yeah,
will
this
hit
is going to be on
red
the
guards.
Yeah, that's on the red guard. That's it's too light.
Anyway, that's 1 red, a steal of 1.
Steal of 1 for the Ducks, but really good stone from Stefan van Dijk and his first stone of that end to take away 3 points, 3 extra points from the Ducks there. Really good stone. Had a really good chance of trying to curl it over onto that onto the button. I think if it was just a hair lighter, that maybe curls over and bites the button enough. So these two will be teammates heading into the European World Championships later in April. And as we start the second end, Brewers Ducks lead 1-0. Walter just saying, hey, let's just throw up that center guard. Start it all over again. This one's a bit light, and it's going to fall. It's going to curl a lot.
I think it overcurls.
Yep. That's going to allow N19. You saw Stefan just throw his broom out there, so let's put something in the house right behind it. Something up high. Get a nice corner guard just right on the edge of the house would be nice for them. Sweeper's indicating it's a bit heavy. This one's definitely not going to curl enough. Is this going to stop in the house? Looks like it will, but it's going to be sitting right out in the open. Yeah, nice LSD, but yeah, unfortunately, sitting out in the open, they're probably just going to pick this one off or free something up against it. Yep. Let's put something right in front of it. Yeah, this one seems to be a bit of an adjustment. Yeah, this one's too heavy. Overcorrected on the speed from the last one, so this one's going to go just through the house. A little bit less ice, a little bit slower. They're throwing up the 4 fingers, so this one's going to be just on the top of the house, but they're going to need to sweep this one to get this around the guard. Looks like that's got the good line.
Ooh, it'll tap the guard.
No, yeah, it seemed to really just take a bite there.
Yeah.
And we played, you and I played the club championship last night on this ice, and it was, well, we were on the B sheet, but it was quite slow. We were throwing quite heavy to get in there, but once it slowed down, it really was taking some turns. You were seeing that right here. Once the breaks happen, it's dead stop.
Yeah. This one looks heavy to me.
Yeah, sweepers aren't doing anything with it. A little bit outside, yeah. Sweepers are just saying, "Come on, slow down, something," and it's just.
No, it's just wide and heavy.
All right, so Stefan's saying, "Come on, give me this stone right here." It's third time I've asked for it. Fourth time he's asked for it.
They can put it on the pin there. That'll give them a very strong opening situation.
I think the line looks good on this one.
Yeah, it's all about the weight here.
Yep.
The line's definitely okay.
There it goes. Once it starts to curl, you see it. And
This is a very good stone there.
That's a very nice one. I just want this a little bit halfway behind that. Oh, that's beautiful. Just a little bit behind that red one, or the yellow one in there, so. Nice little gap there, but Walter is definitely looking at this going, okay, we've got a space here. We're going to try to draw it in behind it. Still thinks he can get on top.
Not an easy draw, though.
Nope. You got to get the weight just right, because the way you see it, the weight, once it starts to curl, it curls a ton, so.
And that second shot stone of yellow is really blocking the way for an easy draw.
This one's all about the weight. I think the weight's okay, so it's going to get around that guard. Or not. Come on!
And Handshakes John is wrong.
Jeez, I really thought that one was going to get there. It looked a little bit heavy. Guess not. I think this makes it a little bit easier. Not easier, but it's Derek just has to throw the same stone, so nothing. Just try to go with that muscle memory. Sweepers are on this one. They're going to try to get this one around it. Looks pretty good. Nope, I'm wrong again.
No,
I'm right. Yay. Oh, that's fantastic.
This is a very good stone. Sitting there right in front of the tee line, buried behind the 2 guards. And Walter's looking, how can we solve this situation? We're halfway into this end and think it's time to clean up now. Get rid of the guards you don't need to have. Well, they can. Well, they can put it on the
still
pin
put on
though,
the pin.
but
It is still open over there, so
they have still 4 stones to go.
yeah, I think this. I like this call. This is because it's still open. You don't want to give N19 another chance to try to close it off with their own stone there. So
But then that draw has to be good.
this
and
is a bit heavy. This is gonna tap that back stone, shot stone away. A little bit heavy for what they wanted, but not terrible. But yeah, this is what it's sitting out in the open, so N19's just gonna
if
try
you're
to.
N19, you're pretty happy with the stone.
Yeah. Now, they're going to try to roll this one under. They're going to try to just nose hit it, leave it out there.
It looks heavy. That's going to be
That's going to go through.
could be a double takeout. Could be a double takeout here.
Ooh, just misses
barely.
the double, but gets the one they wanted.
Would have been a nice double.
Yeah. Yeah, I really think Stefan was trying to have that one, like, that shooter roll over and sit on top of that red one there, so it's... There would be lying 3, but it's one that's frozen in there. They've got one that's covered up. All right. So he's going to try to peel this guard off.
Ooh, it starts to curl. It starts to curl. Oh my god.
It does get it, but then it's going to jam on the red. Oof. So gets peels off the guard, but then also puts another yellow into the house and takes their red out. So,
Alright.
yep.
He knows. Wasn't his best play.
Nope. Definitely inside, straight off his hand. Stefan seeming to be unsure what he wants to do here. Yeah, looks like, Steph saying, "Hey, let's put a guard up there."
Yeah, I like the guard. That's gonna forces the Brewers to take it out and invest some of the. Well, they only have 2 stones to play, and if they have to use one of those stones to take out the guards, then it puts pressure on Brewers Ducks.
All right. Sweeper's indicating it's heavy. And what they don't want is to set up a double here. And maybe they need to freeze. It needs to freeze. And
that's
not
a nice
bad.
freeze.
That's a pretty good...
That is a perfect plan B there.
Yeah.
And this is an excellent freeze. Sitting, both stones sitting in front of the T line. Makes it harder for Brewers Ducks to get a result now. I don't think you can take them out because they.
Hard to see what the gap is between them. Our overhead camera just decided to crap out, so it looks pretty close. So it would be really tough, but I think if with enough pace, I think you could get them both out. But yeah, this ice is slow. Has been playing kind of slow, so getting that right pace is going to be difficult. But you see Walter giving it a nice little good hard push off there. I think that's what they're trying to do. He needs this one to curl over. It hits on that side of the nose. That red's not going anywhere, or yellow's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's
little disappointment there. So I'm trying to look to see if that... Yeah, I believe that the red jammed onto the yellow, but didn't push the yellow far enough. So I think N19 is still sitting 3 here.
think they do, yeah. I think they do. Which puts them in a strong position.
He's contemplating what to do, but I would say put something on top of the house, just in front of it. Put a guard up in front of it.
If the guard was the right choice they made earlier, then it should be the same
Should
choice
still be,
again.
yeah.
It's more or less the same situation. So I think a guard is fine.
Yeah.
Again, if they put a good guard and they force Brewer's Ducks to take it out.
Yeah. I mean, even another freeze isn't going to be the worst in the world.
Yeah.
Because like we saw, they couldn't get both of them out of there on that one shot. So, but playing for that freeze is so hard because even 5 centimeters too much, and then suddenly you've got enough of a gap to create an angle and move them both out. So, guard is what they're looking for here.
This is a nice stone if you're a sweeper. Very good to manage it. Start to estimate. It has to curl. I think that's why Steph is.
Yeah, he's trying to
here.
sweep that over.
Just doesn't curl enough. Doesn't curl enough.
No.
And this is just an invite now for Brewer's Ducks to maybe try a hit and roll on that shot Yellowstone. Or do they want to do a double takeout? That's also possible.
See, the thing is, I think with how much the ice is moving, that red guard up on top there is going to make that hit and roll a little bit more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just a straight one in there. Now, I think with enough pace, they can get it in there, but it's hard throwing the right pace on this ice because it is just so slow. I saw Walter kind of indicating possibly doing a hit and roll off that yellow to try to get underneath onto the pin, but yeah, he's looking at that hit and roll now. It's not even the worst thing in the world if he doesn't get onto, if he stays on the nose side of the wall, rolls back to the outside. Well, they've got that guard there. It's going to make it difficult to, even if it peeks out the other side, it's going to be difficult for N19 to want to do anything with it. So, but this is their last stone. They want to try to do something, prevent a big house, because if it's sitting out in the open, even if they get this takeout, if it's sitting out in the open, if the shooter sits out in the open, then N19 has a chance for 3.
Yep.
I don't think this is heavy enough.
No,
I think this is going to catch that guard on the top.
It is catching the guards. And if you know it's going to catch the guard anyway, should you stop sweep and hope it curls more and then try for a double takeout?
Possibly. Well, they just did. They just peeled off that yellow one sitting at the back, but that red one's not really shrinking the scoring distance, the scoring anywhere, so it's really just an open draw to the house for 3 here for N19. So it's exactly what they're going to set up for. Just try to draw one right onto that shot stone.
They're not going for another guard here, so they're going for a draw.
Yes, because this is the hammer.
Oh yeah, I forgot to click next. That was
yes.
Yeah, I was like confused because of my own mistake there. But yeah, this is basically an easy draw. Well, nothing is easy in curling, but that should be an easy draw. An easy draw.
Oh, sweepers jumping on it right away. They don't like the weight.
Yeah,
they just need to get it into the house.
Is fine, yeah. Just a little bit better than a redstone, but sweep it all the way. You can't sweep it too deep with this weight.
No. They're going to have to try to get out there, but I think that's going to come up just a little bit light.
Oh, I think it's lights. Oh, jeez Louise. Did they just leave a point? And the sweepers, you can't blame the sweepers. They were on it immediately, but
a little too cautious. I think they're going to measure it. I don't know.
I don't think so.
They already picked them away, so.
No measures. This is so painful.
Come
so painful
on.
to watch. Sometimes curling can be actually physically hurt your eyes if you watch those kind of stones.
I'm looking to see if anybody's going to give us an indication 2 or 3, but we'll just have to wait till they put the score up on the scoreboard.
Walter is going to put the score on.
All right, so yep, it was light
2,
and
yeah.
it was a 2, so heading into the third, N19 takes a 2-1 lead over Brewers Ducks. Left a point out there on the ice, see if that's going to hurt them later.
But it's good for the game. I mean, I like these bunny hops or frog hops, or how do you call them in English?
Leapfrog.
Leapfrogs, yeah. Frog hops is close enough.
Close enough. Bunny hops as well.
Yeah.
You know, Walter did say before the match that he was going to let it. He wanted to try to go his prediction 6-5 for the Brewers Ducks, and it was going to come down to the last stone and the last end. And I said, hey, I'm all for that. And he's like, yeah, I want to bring a little excitement to the fans out at home. So we appreciate that, Walter. Yeah. Very nice opening stone there, right there on the center. Nice center line guard.
I do think they wanted it in the house though, but it's still a good stone since it's on the center line. Now the no-tick rule is effective.
Is in effect.
Is in effect, yeah. Is this one too heavy?
Looks a little bit. I think it's going to come behind the tee line. It'll stay in the house. I said it will stay in the house. Thank you. But yeah, just a little bit on the heavy side. Line looks okay on this one. Just need this one for the weights. Looks okay.
Has to curl.
It's going to curl over. See, it curls very late, so this one's going to be very nice weight. Just about halfway behind that guard, so...
Yeah, good opening there for N19. Nice job from their lead player.
See, that looked really heavy coming out of his hand, but that's not going to be as bad as I thought. It's going to be right where they wanted it. Very nice stone. Good stone there from Jan.
Or wasn't it Steph?
That was Steph.
Yeah.
Sorry. We've got too many Stephs. Steph, and Stefan on the ice tonight. And then I think we also have a couple of Jans, but they go by different names. I'm so confused. Has the weight, it's going to stay outside, but if it's got the...
Stays outside. The question is,
can
they creep it behind the...
Oh, yes, what a nice stone. Good positioning there.
Are you taking those for shot of the match?
I have clicked my clicker.
Right in.
I'm just hoping it works, otherwise I'm just going to have to watch the whole match again tomorrow. But I can watch it on double speed. That helps. That helps a lot. And I jump between things. I honestly didn't expect that last stone to curl in behind the red. I thought that was going to stay out on the side, outside of it, but that was a really nice stone. The Ducks trying to come over with one of their own. It's going to curl over enough to get it. Just ticks it, but
Stay shot.
stay shot. Yep. Yeah, see, now stuff I was just about to say that it's not a terrible stone for the Ducks there, because now it puts that yellow stone as backing for their own red if they want to promote that. So you saw Steph kind of putting his head up like, ooh, what do we do? They can come back this other side. But I think they're definitely going to want to take this draw side first. I think that's going to be the better play. This one seems light. It's already started to curl over. This one's going to be on that top guard. Not too bad. It's going to take away a little bit of that draw there, but I think it might be high enough up that there's still room to get in there on top of that yellow. So yeah, that's what we're seeing Walter set up for.
Mats is washing. Hi, Mats.
Hey, Mats. Good evening, sir. This one's already inside. Already have the sweepers called off. I want this one to crash into that top yellow and not the... That actually works for him, because now it opens up that red one again that they can promote it back at an angle with the backing. So you see Stefan grimace that, like, what do we do here? Hit and roll's not a bad idea. I think the way the ice earthquake, the way the ice is falling, that's not going to be too difficult to get in on that inside the center line side of the nose.
Is there any pronostics between you two in this match? No, we
forgot
haven't.
to
We
do
forgot
it,
to do it. Yeah, we can still do it.
I'm leaning towards that N19. I don't know why. Just got a feeling.
Yeah. I'll trust my gut feeling, and I'm betting Brewers Ducks.
Sweet.
Because they have Walter.
I'm gonna win your house again.
Yeah. They have Walter.
This one is gonna hit on that top guard. Ooh, that's really not what they wanted.
Stone is out.
Just catches the sideline. Yeah, that was always the risk with that takeout. If it curls too much, it hits on there. So now Walter has some options here, what they want to do with their stone. They could double out these yellows easily. Well, okay, let me take off that easily. They can double out these yellows. I don't know why it easily came out.
Yeah.
There's an open chance to double them out.
This is a hard sliding here, going for a lot of speed. Immediate call for a sweep.
Looked a bit outside on the slide and then tried to overcorrect it back in, so they're trying to hold this one so it doesn't catch their own red.
And
that's the worst case scenario.
That's the worst case. Absolute worst case.
Yeah, that yellow one was in the house, I believe, yeah. Sam actually accidentally knocked it with his foot. So, big break for N19. So I think you just jinxed Brewer's Ducks and just immediately happened. You don't have to wait to the end. It's just sort of like, no.
No, I said they have Walter. So I think
Right, it's
Walter is going to fix it. He's going to carry his team all the way up till the end.
Oh, they're gonna
bring home the victory.
This one's curling a lot more than they wanted, so it's going to over curl.
It's in-house.
It is. Yeah, I think maybe that's why they swept it, just to try to get that into the house behind that guard.
Who knows if they can use it later on. And is Jan able to forget about his lost stone and then do a very good draw here? That's not easy.
Yeah, going from a takeout back to a draw, that's a drill we do a lot in training. Well, we should do a lot in training because it's very tough to get that weight just right after you've thrown a heavy weight, making sure it's light enough. This one is looking all right, though.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Very nice stone. Clicker has been clicked. And what about you, Mats? What do you think what is your prediction for this? What are you feeling here?
And don't say good stones because that's
no, that's a cop out.
That's a way to wheedle you out of your own opinion. We won't accept that. It's a sport. You have to pick a side.
Yeah. I just hope everybody has fun.
You're neutral?
Oh, it's Mats. I'm gonna have to ban him from the chat.
Yeah.
This one a curl. And it's gonna go a little bit late. Is that gonna get over there? Whoa, look at that.
Awesome. Awesome stuff.
Waited to the last possible moment before that one just really curled over. Mats, if we had a face cam or a booth cam, I would be giving you a very disappointed look right now. Because he's not even saying the Black Ducks men will win. He's saying they may win. So he's also even kind of putting the draw possibility in there that they're going to end up tied. So for those of you who don't know, there's the Black Ducks is the Belgian men's senior team, and there's members from that team on both of these teams playing tonight. So he's playing both sides.
Yeah. Yeah, Mats, you cannot say, wow, that was a nice stone. You're neutral. You have to say, oh yes, that stone indeed slides it on top of the pin. Be very objective.
Now, it doesn't have any backing, so they can give it a little bit of a go here to try to tap it away. Problem is, if they sweep it, it's going to stay outside.
Yeah,
and
why did they sweep it?
It's going to curl just a little bit.
They swept for weight, but yeah.
Yeah, it had the weight, but just a little bit outside, so it just didn't get over enough. Tapped onto the yellow, but that just kicked over onto the red and lose it there. So, opportunity here for N19 to try to put something in sit it up against that red one. And they've got two sitting in a very tough spot, guarding the pin.
Now it's thinking time for the magician.
He's a teacher. We shouldn't call him the professor.
Yeah.
But he does have that magician's hair. I mean, what was his name?
Hans Klok. Hans always had a kind of wind fan.
Yep.
To have this kind of magician hair.
That flowing in the breeze.
And he has the same vibe when he lights.
He does.
And yeah, since he's a very good curler, he always kind of pulls out a trick. The white rabbits. You were going to say something?
I was. I'll get to that in a moment. But he is a science and math teacher, so he's playing the angles and he's calculating.
Oh yeah.
It's tough. But I was going to say that Professor Havercroft, I did find out, is a doctor. I remember there was some comment I made that if he was a doctor, we could say it was just what the doctor ordered, but we didn't know if he was a doctor, and I found out later he was. Ooh. This one stayed outside. This gives a pocket. Possible. Yeah. They can get rid of both of those yellows, or at least move them enough to get the shot here. And honestly, I don't think that second... Yeah, the red is lying second shot, so if they can just get on top of this yellow, they can sit 2. Brewers, that's take 2 here.
Yep. It's just straightforward, controlled little tap on that center stone. Should give him 2, I think. Very gracious slide, gracious release.
Graceful slide.
Graceful.
Gotta wanna hold this one. Looks pretty
Looks
good.
This is perfect.
Very nice stone.
And there you have it. That's 2 reds. And another leapfrog. And that's how we like it.
Yeah. Well, you would say a leapfrog over... And you wouldn't say another leapfrog.
I would say another leapfrog.
You can say it. You're allowed to make mistakes with English. It's not your first language.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not allowed to. Everyone pointed out.
Yeah, if it's not your native language, then you're allowed to make some of the minor mistakes.
Yep. It's like a donkey eating a banana. That's not a real saying, by the way.
I was thinking, what could that the meaning or
Nothing. But I just remember that I've had some Dutch colleagues in the past, like, translate Dutch expressions or Flemish expressions into English, and they look at me like, "You don't understand that?" It's like, no, that's not it's not a thing we would say. And I'm really trying to remember it. One of them was just so absurd. I can't. I just remember looking at him, going like, "What is that?" All right, Steph's leading us off here in the 4th. Brewers Ducks taking 2 in that last end to jump over and lead 3-2 over N19. We are getting our back and forth so far. Pretty happy with that. Love to see it go all the way down to the last stone, to the last ends.
Yep. Whereas it's very nice to see. I think if you're a player, you want to get some kind of comfortable lead and feel like you're in control. Then again, if the game's too unbalanced, that puts you out of focus as well.
Yeah. I know I tend to struggle if we open strong. I tend to struggle to keep focus on those last couple ends. I tend to start overthinking things and playing off. So, well, that's gonna tap the red into the house, but the yellow is sitting on the center line, so the no-tick rule is in effect. Ducks are just going to try to draw in behind that guard into the house. Does this have enough on it, though? I don't think so. A bit of an inside slide, and tried to correct it back to the outside, but just doesn't have enough pace.
Yeah. Had to stop sweeping because they can't have that Yellowstone biting the house.
Yep. Once it touches the house, it is no longer on the center line, and then it becomes a decision of what do you do? Would you have moved it if that had gotten all the way to the house? Would you have replaced everything? That's a good question, John. Well, I probably wouldn't have. Depending on if it came in, if it was lying shot, I probably would have left it. But if it wasn't shot, then I would take it out and do something else with it. This one's also light.
Mm-hmm.
And just catches over the Hogs. Seeing the lead struggle a little bit with this ice, the speed of the ice. It's now we're at the point of the match where things are going to start changing, where the speed's going to slow down even a little bit. They're going to need to adjust to that.
Yeah, this is the point in the game where experienced teams figured out the ice and then start to adapt to changing ice situations and make a difference there.
You can hear us softly. Well, that's weird.
Should we crank up the volume?
No, looks like we're already hitting the limiter, maybe? We can turn it up just a little bit, but I'm afraid of, I don't want it peaking.
Yeah, now I hear...
You hear me a lot louder.
and also some static noise if you bump it all the way up.
I don't know if anybody else out there is having audio. If we feel like we're too low, let us know. Not sure what we'll be able to do during this without risking making it sound bad, but we could always try.
We can always speak up and shout, scream. Ooh, this is nice.
Very good
This is
stone
nice.
there. Very well placed stone. And what about the ice sounds, Matsk? Are you getting any sound from on the ice? Because our broadcast software did just update today, so that sometimes has an effect on filters and things applied to microphones. So it could definitely be something on that line. What I am noticing is we're not getting any sound on the near cam. Now that I look at the meters, this one's coming up just a little bit short. Difficult decision here for Stefan. What are they going to do? Guard the one they've got? Tap it back a little bit? Could be an option.
Yeah, I think a tap could be a good option here. They have hammered, so what do you want to do? Do you want to risk piling up too much stones in the front of the house, and then if Brewers manages to do a good job, have to fix your situation? Or
Yeah.
so you don't have to be shot halfway the end, you have to be shot after your last stone.
Yep, so it looks like they're going to try to tap this yellow back, because it would even leave the shooter in a second stone, I believe. Needs this one to curl over. Oh, that was going to be nice. Excellent stone from Dirk there.
Yeah, very good.
Very
and
good
their
stone.
stone sure is sitting a second shot. So
That was an absolute perfect stone there. Exactly what they wanted.
they are going for a double now. That's the double's there. That's true. I mean, if you have kind of a normal takeout, the angles are favorable to do a double takeout here. Is this wide?
Yeah, it looks a bit wide. Yeah, this is going to hit on the red. They're going to try to keep it on the outside. Maybe it can kid over and get theirs, but nope.
Oh,
Actually, just
that was not what I wanted. It looked wide. I mean, I couldn't see the line, but even on cam zoom, then on the slide, it looked wide from the start. Maybe they had something different in mind. I don't know.
I always felt like that had way too much weight for that. There's not much visible there of that stone. So trying the double with that weight, I think they should have gone for more of a hack
Yeah, it had to be a more controlled weight because it needed a little bit of curl, I think.
It's driving me nuts not seeing any sound come out of the near side microphone.
Well, you can
afraid
always.
afraid I turned it off. I'm afraid I forgot to turn it on.
Okay. Well, that's nothing we can do anymore about it, and I think we hear sound. It's maybe.
Hopefully. I can always go check it.
Yeah,
In
you can
between
always
this end,
go-
I'll go take a run out
Yeah.
and check. I'll wait till the end. Earthquake coming.
My God, it's so weird. Thanks for slamming the door.
Murta. So it seems a bit outside as well. Is this going to curl over? They're hoping it curls, but maybe this will get behind that yellow. No, a little bit deep or heavy, so it's going to go through the back. A little help from Walter.
The double's still there. I mean,
It is.
are they going to do a second attempt? And they can always, yeah, I think if they clear the guards, it's also fine. But a good double takeout with normal takeout speeds should be the best call. Then they would sit 2, and their stones would be in front of the house, giving them a very good situation to go for a steal. But then this takeout has to be good. Line looks a lot better now.
Yeah, I think this looks all right.
This looks very good.
It's going to sneak around that
Oh,
guard.
And
oh,
this is
there.
too bad. Too bad, but it was a very good attempt.
Really good attempt. I'm
Yeah.
going to make the clicker because, you know, that's spectacular as well. Now, I think this leaves a possible double, or not a double,
No.
hit and roll here for Stefan if they want. Get rid of that red.
Yeah, if they can split their yellow stones, maybe. Although
Yeah,
they
that's,
basically they want to avoid Brewer's ducks to reach the pin and then score 2 with their last stone.
yeah, so I think they're going to try to draw it in over here. That's going to be, I think, slightly better decision.
Even a guard, I think, would be a good decision. I mean, if you're putting a guard and you're forcing Brewer's ducks to try difficult stones, you don't want to leave the double.
This one's going to freeze. Maybe tap that yellow one a little bit over. Okay, gets that yellow one a little bit over there towards the pin.
Yeah.
Still kind of a double there. It's a little bit risky because
a hard double, yeah.
that red one
That
is
red
in
one
the
is
way.
fitting in the way. Yeah, he's doubting. Like he was looking at the double. Is it possible? But he was a bit unsure if it was. But then again, what are your other options? You can't really draw it in. You need to, if you want to tap that yellow back, it needs to wait. But then will it curl enough? Not easy to find a kind of straightforward good option here.
No.
You could run back that left yellow, that left redstone. That's an option.
Yeah. I wish I had the telestrator stuff working so I could draw all this stuff in, but yeah, I think that it's not an easy decision here.
Are they going to try the double?
No,
Or is it
I
a
think
takeout?
I think they're trying to draw. I think they're trying to draw it in there. Not necessarily onto the pin, but
why would you try and draw it? That would be a damage control option if you want to go for the draw.
well, if they set it up just right, they could possibly draw it again, tap their red onto, you know, the shooter onto the red, onto the yellow, move it out. They could be sitting 2, but I don't know.
Running back their redstone. The risk is they might take it out, of course. But
Yeah, looks like they're gonna just.
that was not the draw here. It was an
No.
attempt at that takeout.
Yep, you're right. Unfortunately, a bit wide and moves both of theirs out. So this leaves Stefan with an opportunity here to build up. Because I think that rightmost yellow is now sitting. It's on the tee line, but it's slightly behind the shot stone, so it's not even possible to do a double, or it would be a very hard flat double to get it to move, and I don't think that's possible on this ice tonight.
I think it will be hard for Brewers Ducks to steal here. Maybe they're looking at options to just have some damage control, because for N19 this is a very good situation to score some points here.
Yeah, they're setting up here. This could be a big end for them.
I would go for a high guards, and then force Brewers Ducks to do a run back.
Yeah, they might be being a little bit greedy. I think they're going to try to go for something on the whites. This
Yeah.
has to bite the whites.
But I think a good guard there could do the trick.
Yeah, this is okay. I think it's going to come up light,
Yeah.
but this is okay. I think the ideal was that they wanted this one to get down behind all that rubble in the middle, just bite the whites, and leave it at that. But now that's a good positioning for it.
You can hit in a roll. You can use that outer right yellow one, hit it on the inside, and I don't know how they're lined up. And
It's pretty flat, and actually that one on the right is slightly behind the tee line, while the center stone is slightly above the tee line. So
the other option is the run back of that left red stone. So the question, what will they do? I don't think the draw's definitely not there. So they have to go for either the run back on the red stone or the hit and roll on the yellow one. And looks like they're going for the hit and roll option there.
maybe.
Yeah, so see, that was why a high guard could have been interesting, because it makes both a takeout on the shot stone and a hit and roll difficult, forcing them to go for the run back.
Yep.
And if they fail the run back, then that leaves all of the left open for N19 to draw. But let's have a look at this.
Some pace on this. I think he's trying to run the yellow back onto the other yellow, maybe double this out.
That will be hard.
No.
Oh, and this is very bad, because now they
case.
take out their redstone, and it leaves an 18 with a kind of easy peasy lemon squeezy forehouse.
Draw for 4, yeah.
Well, Stefan missed one of those easy peasy lemon squeezy draw stones earlier. Will he make that same mistake? He has all the backing, just kind of the controlled weight should be fine.
Yeah, I think this is you've got 3 stones backing. Just make sure you get it down there.
I think that was the reason why they did go for the run back, because they didn't want to take the risk losing that redstone, but they lost it.
They lost it anyway, yeah. Sweepers jumped on it again. They just want to make sure this one gets down there with this weight. It just has to bite. Don't be light again. Don't be light again.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
This one's fine.
It's fine. Oh, why were we panicking? It's fine. 4 points.
4 for N19. Oh, wow. Okay. Big jump there. That's going to put some pressure on the Ducks. I'm going to take this real quick to go check out the microphone, make sure we can't get it out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so that means I have to keep talking just for you to do the sound check. Yeah. What am I going to say about this game? Since it's halfway, let's switch over to the booth so I can do a little bit of a recap right here. Yeah, switching over to the booth right now. So yeah, while John is double checking a little bit of the sound, possible sound issues. Well, maybe Mats is trolling us, who knows? But Yeah, I was betting for Brewers Ducks to win this game. I think Walter's a pretty good player, but then in this end, this could have been maybe a crucial end, giving up 4 points, and now N19 is having a kind of big lead here, 3-6. Still a long way to go. 4 ends at least, maximum 4 ends. But this game feels balanced. I think each team have made some mistakes. Each team has done some good stones, and 3 points is not kind of decisive lead already. If Brewers Ducks get out of this intermediate break good, they can manage. But seems like they've started. So let's go back on the ice. Now, I was just thinking maybe because I switched to the booth, John wasn't able to sound check the cameras on the ice, but maybe now he will. So, guard opening there. And let's see how Steph is going to manage an important end here. This could be a decisive end. Well, we have John turning on the microphone there in the background. He apparently possibly forgot to turn on that microphone, which could have explained the reason why we had a little bit less sound on the ice today so far. But this is a very good draw, creeping behind the guard, sitting in front of the tee. It's still open though, but still a good attempt. John very gently closing the door there, making sure no earthquakes were recorded. And this stone, wow, curled real hard. Might stick in house, but I don't think it will.
I forgot to mute my mic before I set it down. Sorry about that. We did get it fixed.
So it was off?
No, it was microphone was plugged into the wrong port.
Oh.
2 ports look exactly the same, and when I'm trying to do it, I just didn't notice I put it in the wrong one. They're right next to each other too. So let's see. Ducks went into the house. N19 with a corner guard. Ducks coming back center guard.
Strong opening for the Ducks here.
Yeah.
And the is looking for a run back. At what point in the game would you shift your strategy towards, well, let's avoid having Brewers Ducks to score big ends. We'll allow them to score a one-ender and then kind of switch around the hammer back and forth and
give one, take two. I think this is about the position you start looking at it. You don't...
and even give one, take one, and just kind of have the hammer switch around for the last 4 ends should be good enough to bring the victory home here.
Well, this one is going to run that red back into the house.
Oof, yeah, look at that, look at that. Interesting stone.
No tick rules in effect as well, so...
Yeah, what did they do now? Because that was... Yeah,
it looks like they're leaving it.
They're leaving it.
And it's not bad for Brewers Ducks. I think if they want to build up this, putting that one stone in the back of the house there.
Yeah, you don't have to reset it. If it's in your advantage, then you can always accept a new situation and say, well, I have 2 stones in the house now. Let's play with this. They need the points, so they need the stones.
Yeah, and that's red sitting in the back corner of the house. It's not something that they're going to go for, that they're going to try to move out of the way, so that's definitely an advantage for Ducks there.
This one seems way too light.
They're going to have to sweep hard. It's going to get over.
Barely getting it over.
Over the hog.
Oh, frustration there with Jan.
Not happy with that. There's a gap still there, but way we've been seeing this, they got to wonder, are they going to want to try to, oh, they're going to look double or hit and roll. Why do I keep calling that a double?
I have no idea why.
I don't mind this takeout call, because even if it's inside, it could peel off that guard in the middle. If he gets through, obviously he's getting rid of that red one that they want to get rid of. So looks a bit light for a takeout though. Trying to hold this one around.
Hard. It taps the guards.
Should have had the sweeper stay on that from the beginning.
That was a mistake with the line call there, although they did sweep.
But yeah, Steph called him off. So Stefan called him off. So it's one of those. But I still really wasn't sure what they were doing. I thought they were going for a takeout, but that weight was not takeout weight. So maybe they changed their mind to a draw. Not sure here. Now it gives an overlapping guard over there on the over there for the Ducks to try to use, and looks like that's what they're going to try to do here. Draw this one in behind it. But that's an awful lot of ice. I don't think it curls that much.
Well, it's inside. I think
this
it'll
one's inside, so this one's going to actually get onto
it'll
that
hit
guard.
their guards. And they want to avoid tapping in a Yellowstone now.
Nope, that's actually going to split it.
Yeah, a split is also good since they, although they have hammer, so they don't need a lot of guards.
Yeah, much more of an opportunity here. It's much more open for N19 to come in and try to take this one out. Hit and roll over.
Oof. Straight
Wow,
away
look at
calling
that
for the
drop.
line here.
Look at how much that just moved over.
Yeah, well.
But
It's going to be a...
This is going to be, well, it got the job done.
Yeah, it seems like that was totally not the intention, but the result's there.
Yeah, that was absolutely not the intention there. But once that started to go, I mean, it was inside off his hand, but then once it started to go, it just really went.
And Bart apologizing like, sorry guys, I mean, the gods of curling really like me today.
Yeah, that they say is sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and well, that was definitely that. Is set up for the Ducks to kind of hit and roll this, try to get underneath the cover. Immediately calling for sweep though. Just gonna hang on. Ooh, it gets rid of it, and then jams on the red.
Did you hear a multiple reaction like the Stivare? Immediately reminds me of DDT, FC de Kampioen, but that's Belgium inside jokes, of course. But that was a meme right there. They're also a bit unlucky today at Brewers.
Yeah, I mean, it got the job done, but unfortunately it took out their other red as well.
Yeah.
So they are sitting shot, but
even worse, it took out their stone, and then the shooter would also go out. So at least their shooter jammed, so they didn't lose that stone. Still.
Trying to draw this around. This one is not heavy enough, I think. This is going to fall onto those guards.
We're seeing a couple of mistakes here so far on this end. Hard to predict how... do they have trouble reading the ice? Is it just difficult reading the ice and the lines here?
I don't think it's the lines. I think it's the weight. I think we've been seeing that well, that one was definitely a weight. It was never had enough power to get around down to the house. And you're seeing this ice slow down. I mean, it already starts out quite slow. And as as the match goes on, and so we're seeing that it's slowing down. They're not getting those the stones down into the house like they need, or they're too heavy. I don't think this was going to be that deep, but Stefan's going to try to get it all the way out the back, and well, he got it all the way out the back.
And this is well,
So that's the problem with the slow ice, is that that window for speed to get it into the house suddenly becomes smaller and smaller. So you're really struggling. It's going to be a really struggle. Like, oh, this one's coming up short, so you try to correct it, and even just a little bit faster, and it goes through. So it really becomes that timing really becomes crucial.
Bart with the prophetic words. Don't make it too difficult. Let's go for the kind of obvious choice. I mean, those are the kind of three basics: guard, take out, draw, and then
Yeah.
that's the kind of basic decision. Do you go for a guard, take out, or a draw? And then you find the nuances, like what kind of take out, what kind of draw.
Yeah, the idea should be take the easiest shot, go for the highest percentage shot you can do it that's going to leave you in a good spot.
Yeah, I think in Belgian curling, if you force the other team to throw the difficult stones, that will set you in a big advantage position.
Yeah.
Even the good teams will struggle.
They're sweeping it down there. This one doesn't seem to have enough, does it? It just seems to get
feels
full
heavy,
white.
but then again, I know it slows down towards the end.
Yeah, they were calling T-line, and then suddenly they started to sweep, so this one does sit shot. It is a little bit out in the
Yeah,
open.
but that's behind the T-line, so that's something they didn't really want.
Oh, yeah, that's going to give backing to the Ducks.
This is a good stone for the Ducks. They can use it, they can freeze up against it, they can hit and roll, they can also make the draw. The question is, do they want to play for a stone that's sitting behind the T-line?
No, they're going to play the draw,
Yeah.
but that stone is sitting back there as backing, so if it's too heavy or if it's too far outside, then it's going to be useful for backing, but they're not going to try to move it or anything like that. At least not with this stone. I think they want to put something in a difficult spot for N19 to do something, and then maybe they can tap that one out with their last stone to try to score big.
Yeah, so I just overheard Walter. They're going to try to draw. If it's too heavy, then they can freeze up against the Yellowstone. So they have a couple of options here. But draw is plan A, and plan A is what it should be.
This one
Looks light.
Yeah.
Looks light, John.
Sweeping that. I didn't say anything.
No,
I said
no.
it looks.
You're
You're just not
going
ready
to
to
do
do
it.
hashtag John's wrong. It's like I have to say something before it's wrong.
Oh, that can you know. Problem.
Unfortunately, that one comes up light.
Yeah.
And yeah, still an opportunity for N19 to draw something in there.
Yeah, these mistakes are starting to pile up there for Brewers Ducks.
Yep. Yeah, I really see them struggling with getting the right weight on this ice. It's definitely slowed down a lot more. With that slower speed, we see more curl.
Okay. I mean, now for N19 it's simple. Just do a good draw and you force Brewers to try something. But they have an opportunity to steal here, and a steal could be painful for Brewers.
Yeah.
And there's a lot at stake. This is still a Campina Derby. You want to win this game. This is the reputation game, but this is too light.
Again?
This is too light, and teams are struggling with the weight. What do you do now? It's light. Well, it makes drawing more difficult. But
No, I think they can
they
still
can still
draw around.
If
Yeah.
they get it in the red, they score a point. Basically, that's the only thing Can they move the Yellowstone?
No, I
and try to look for.
I don't think they can move it. It's too far behind. So in order for it to draw enough, they just need to. Now, granted, now they only have to get it into just above the red, so they don't have to go too deep. Don't have to do anything like that. But yeah, there's no way they can move that yellow. They're drawing for one, so it's not a terrible result for N19. They're sitting in a strong position right now.
Yep.
They can possibly steal one, but the very best that Ducks are going to do is take one. So it's a force.
Yeah, if you can steal, you always steal. But in this case, a force to one is still a good result. They will gladly take the hammer and take away an opportunity for Brewers to score more points. Because basically Brewers have to score points, and if they avoid Brewers...
This feels outside. I don't know if it's going to be...
Yeah, but maybe they can tap on the yellow one if it's outside, tap it in.
No, they gave up on the sweep, and that's just going to carry it
look
by.
how much it curls. I mean,
wow.
That could have worked, John. That could have worked to score 2 points here. At least they score a point now. But the 2 points were there.
So N19 takes one there.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it didn't. No, it didn't move it far enough. Move it far enough.
Okay. I thought that Brewers now, but it didn't. Okay, so N19 won?
N19 scored one, yes. It got on it, which was surprising. I really thought that was going to be outside with the sweeping, but then, it really curled over at the end, but just not quite enough, and so that's going to be a steal of one for N19. Really tight going on that shot. It's but that allows N19 going here into the sixth end. They are leading 7-3 over Brewers Ducks. It's been a very competitive match so far, but we're seeing more and more mistakes come in with the ice and the weights definitely playing to the advantage of N19 right now. Still time left for Brewers Ducks to get back into this. But
no more room for mistakes, then
exactly.
Get back. You need a big house. That's basically what you have to do.
Exactly.
On the bright side, if things go as planned, they should have the hammer twice now. 2 out of 3 ends should be hammer ends for Brewers, and their mission is to make sure they get enough points, and then see if they can avoid N18 to score in their hammer ends. Already a high five there with N18.
Yeah, they're pretty happy with where they're positioning, and they're definitely putting pressure. Now, this is not going to be a very helpful stone unless they can get this down deeper. Yeah, that's not where they wanted that stone to be. Definitely wanted that to be right down in front of the house.
So N19 will move up on the ladder if they win. A lot of teams sitting 2 points, and this is still their second game.
It's still a little early to start saying they're going to win. Let's get through this end first before.
I know, but they're sitting very comfortable. And
just as we were saying things were advantageous for them, suddenly we see, there's a mistake from Steph, and pushes Bruce Ducks into the house. Now lying shots. So
no second high five there for Steph.
Not yet. Nope. Maybe that little premature high five. Don't get too happy too soon. You got to finish the match. And that's a really easy thing to have happen is, you get up big and it's like, we'll coast on in, and next thing you know, you give up a 4 house and the match is tied again. So
yeah, you don't want to get into that mindset where you think now it's just cruising all the way home. Then again, Brewers Ducks have left a strong impression in their previous ends, and now
this one gets around the guard. Where is that going to end up? Oh, that's a
know.
nice stone. A little bit deep, but still shot, sitting behind a guard. So
Deal weight double takeouts, just knocking the stones away. I mean, they don't have to win ends or score. They just have to avoid Brewers Ducks scoring big ends here.
yeah. Looking at hack weight here.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen many stones from that far outside. So what kind of speed is going to be out there? How much curl is going to be out there? Let's find out. Seems to be a bit outside.
This is outside. This
Yep.
is outside. And one stone will stay, the other will go out. No, no. They both say.
Hashtag Pim's wrong.
This hadn't had a. Yeah, hashtag Pim's wrong. It was also a bit light.
Yeah, it was a hack weight. I think the weight was fine, but yeah, for what they were, where it hit, it was just never going to move it enough. So they wanted that to be right on the more on the nose. So another opportunity here for
Brewers
to put something in a good spot. You have those two red stones sitting behind the tee line, kind of out of play, but they're still counting. So
every stone in the house is a potential friend for the Brewers. That's how you have to look at it. You don't know how this end is going to turn out, but who knows? A stone in the house is potentially a point. And they're gonna need the points.
they're going to have to sweep to hold this one because it's a little bit on the light side. So there it starts to go, and that's just going to run right onto the yellow.
Yeah.
Fortunately for the Ducks, that doesn't have enough to push that one into the house.
Yeah, one is just saying get some stones out, I guess.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. It's like, you know, Stefan trying to say, well, do we lay up against it or do we get rid of it? And Bart said, let's get rid of it.
Yeah, let's get rid of it. I mean, you don't need those red stones. You don't even need to look for a steal here. Wow.
Steal is great, but yeah, it's not really.
Basically, the battle plan is avoid Brewers Ducks from scoring a lot of points. You can allow 1 point.
Yep, you get the hammer, and then you, so take away their opportunities to score. That's all they need to be doing right now.
It's basically perfect position.
This is
where
inside.
Yeah, this is inside. They don't even need guards. Just has to be a very open game where nothing for Brewers to creep behind, dig in. This is definitely not a takeout.
Yeah, it was
there.
Inside, and I think the wrong weight.
Oh yeah, this is not what I want.
They don't need that at all, no.
Every stone like that is an invite for Brewers to.
Yeah, it's a guard now. Yeah. It's overlapping guards, so that's exactly what that plays right into the Ducks' hands. This one seems to be on the heavy side.
I think it'll go straight through.
Yep. Curve around the guard and then right past the one in the back. No help. Stays biting.
Stays biting, yeah.
It's not counting, though. So another opportunity here for N19. Just get rid of this red.
Of course,
Could even potentially hit and roll underneath their own guards there,
Yeah, and they don't have hammers, so if they manage to just draw on the pin, that's also a good situation. I think they're just going for a takeout here.
Yeah. Yep. This one looks to be pretty good. And even if the shooter spills out, that's okay for them, but it's...
Yeah, because basically you want to lose a shooter because now you leave potential hit and roll option here for Brewers.
Yep, that's what Walter's doing. He's tapping his broom, looking right for it.
So they should have swept then.
Get off it now. Is this one going to curl enough? There it goes late.
Beautiful stone. Beautiful stone. Beautiful stone.
Very nice stone there.
Good call from Walter.
Oh.
It's still behind the tee, so if they manage to draw or freeze against it, it's good stone for an N19 there. That's the kind of stone you want if you want to go for a steal.
Yeah, it definitely would take out those other two reds from counting. It'd be very difficult for the Ducks to get those back into place. So as long as this one gets buried, it needs to be behind those guards.
This looks good. This looks good, but they need to sweep it, and the sweep
They're doing really good
and
here.
This is very good. They need to get it as deep as possible, and this is an awesome stone. It's shot. It's still a bit open, but it is.
It's got the backing of the reds, so going at that. Yeah,
this is a very good stone, and this is really putting the Brewers Ducks in a very, very difficult situation here if they want to have a shot at winning this game.
Yep. Yeah, so now Walter's going to have to burn a stone here to clean up these guards.
Yeah.
Just split it out.
I think we're going to see a rocket weights, just hard takeouts. Get out as many of those yellow stones as possible. Immediately on the broom there. Ooh, this curl's hard. Look at it curl, even with that weights.
All right, opens it up. That'll help. Yeah. Yeah, even with that weight, it curled over quite a lot. So they would rather have had their shooter lying there in the middle as a guard, but it does the job. It does open things up a little bit.
I think Jan was still hoping for a double there. It's just a single takeout, and there are some yellow stones in the house. He's not entirely happy. Changed the situation a bit. Yeah, they have to guard that yellow stone, because if you don't guard it, then Brewers can try and take it out with a hit and roll, and then sit 3 possibly.
Yep.
So this is one of those super important guards. If people think a guard is just a kind of a safe, easy stone, well, it can decide the fate of an end.
Decide the fate of the free world.
Yeah.
Maybe not so dramatic. Yeah, and when you get down to these final, the skip stones, the window for a miss is much tighter. So if if half a stone one side or the other might leave enough for the team to do something. So you want to make sure this one gets down, stays in that line, covers it up. It's kind of curling over though.
It looks
it over curled.
It over curled, and I think hitting that yellow stone on the inside close to the pin is going to take it out, roll behind the center guard. This is what they're looking for, and this could set up Brewers Ducks for a big end here.
It could, yeah. This is the opportunity they needed.
Yeah,
but by no means is this an easy shot.
This is definitely not an easy shot.
Because ideally they want to hold the shooter. Because if they don't
They have the Walter. They have the Walter.
I mean, right as it stands right now, I'm gonna win your house. You know, it's.
You've
I
won
mean,
my
I've won
house.
it so many times. I'm trying to think of the last time I've lost your house.
Gonna be a homeless, a poor, lonesome, homeless cowboy after for the stream.
Don't worry, I'll let Meryl and Annemiek stay in the house. But yeah, you're homeless.
This has to be. This looks good. This looks
Gonna
good.
get
Look at it. Look at
around.
it.
Oh, but it's gonna nose hits.
Oh, it's not the worst. It's well, it should have curled a bit more. It's hard to see where this is a good stone now or a bad stone.
They're still lying 2. This is gonna give an opportunity for N19 to get rid of that yellow, roll their own underneath their guards, and basically the Brewers Ducks trying to take 1.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be a good force for N19 here.
Yep.
But they do have to hold the shooter, because if, for example, if the shooter
goes
rolls
out,
then it's a
open takeout to score 3, or if the red stone's out and the shooter's out, then Brewers Ducks will go for that left yellow stone, take it out with a nose hit or a roll to the inside and score 3 points.
No, they'd only score 2. Because you have that yellow at the top of the house. Yeah, it's just a little bit closer than that one in the back from what we can see.
Yeah, correct.
Hashtag John's right. Let's get that trending.
Yeah. Right, so the Magician with his final stone in this 6th end. Also an important one. Looks wide. This looks wide. It's not wide. No, it curls. Well, it curls way more than I would have expected to do. This is a good stone.
Rolls out over there. So now it's the what did the Ducks do?
Yeah, they have to look for options to score 2. That's the kind of. Is there a 2-pointer in here somewhere?
Yeah, they have to get rid of this yellow one, and the shooter has to stay because it's the yellow one is sitting shot right now. So the only chance they can score 2 is get rid of it and have the shooter
has to
stay in the white.
Or roll into the. We have to make sure that it doesn't jam on that back yellow stone there. Because if it jams, I don't know.
Jam would be okay, but if it hits and kind of trickles in, it still could be. So they really need this one. Well, what they want to do is they want to make sure that the shooter rolls towards the inside of the house. So
yeah, a nice clean nose hit would also be a good stone here.
Calling him off.
Looks outside.
It's going to be outside.
It's fine. It's fine.
Ooh, that's going to be close. I think it's yellow is second shot. I think yellow is second.
I think it is, yeah.
Yep. Well, we would know if Dirk got out of the way.
Dirk, like,
move.
Are they going to have to measure this one?
I think they have to measure. It's close.
And since they tried to measure it at least 4 times with the broom and they're still doubting, they're going to measure. They are going to measure.
I should.
It's important. I mean, even if you're doubting, that extra point is too important not to measure, or you can't really doubt about it.
Oh, they kicked it off. So apparently they have decided. What they've decided, we don't know.
We have.
But I think that it was... I think the Ducks...
Well,
wait. Shoot.
We're
going to find out in a second here.
Very soon. Or
well, we know the Ducks scored 1 because if they I think if they gave up 1, you might have seen a handshake. Yeah, so the Ducks got 1. So it's heading into the 7th end. The Ducks Ducks are down 3. It's still possible, but and N19 just has to move things out of here. They're just going to prevent the big ends.
Get it in the house. Yep. Just get it in the house. Doesn't really matter that much where. Just put on a pressure.
And this one's going to come up short. Is it even going to get over the hog line?
Well, if it's not over the hog line, then it's better to kind of leave it drop dead and don't have a guard there. Even an open
Yeah, open house is
an open
possibly
house.
better.
Yeah, they don't need guards here.
They are on the center line, so no tick rules in effect, but I think that's high enough that that's not going to be really a problem.
Although wait, they do need guards because they're looking for steel.
They need to steal, so they do want this.
Yeah, I was wrong there. Whistle.
Hashtag Pim's
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
See,
Yeah.
it happens. It's not just me who's always wrong. But honestly, I wasn't even thinking about that at the moment. I was thinking, oh, they want to do something, but
Yeah, but that didn't. Right, this is too deep, so that's an obvious stone on the pin there. I was overhearing myself, and I was thinking, wait a minute, what I just said doesn't make sense. What just recalling my logic there. This dude looks light.
another one. Yeah, they really need these deep into the house, and they're just coming up light. It's not. Yeah, and other ends, this would be okay, but I think they need that. I mean, they do need guards. This overlap does help, but
Well, yeah, but they wanted it on the pin, and it's not even in the house, so it's pretty
Right.
far off from what they called.
yeah.
And if Steph manages to do a perfect draw, then it makes it very hard for Brewer to try and do something with this game. The fight for the pin.
This one's gonna get around that top
Oh,
one. Is it
look
gonna
at-
get
look at
around
that,
the
look at that,
back?
look at that, look at that, look at
Look
that.
at that.
Very nice stone there. Very nice stone.
Yes,
Brooms up, thumbs up. There's
perfect.
still a little bit of room, but still, this is making a big difference here.
Yeah, there's
And-
so much pressure on the Ducks right now.
Yeah. It's an important game. The reputation of the Campina boys. Who gets to drive home all the
Yep.
way to Turnhout with
Bragging rights.
the
Yeah.
bragging rights, yeah?
Walter calling out the sweepers. Now they need to try to get this one down there. It starts to curl, so it's got a good line. It's
Needs
just
to
going to come
wait.
up just a little bit light again.
Well,
Gets into the house, but
has the angle to do something, but still, it's just not accurate enough to to make it difficult for a N19 here. Just the guard will.
yeah, it's all they're calling for.
Yeah.
Stefan just says, hey, let's just guard this up.
And they have two stones there in the reds, in the 4 foot.
Just kind of making sure this one gets down there. Looks pretty good. It's going to get, that doesn't have to get super deep.
Oh, a
Just
good guard
cover
will,
over that
will
red.
do the job.
Don't want it to over curl. No, that's great.
Yeah,
Good
it takes
stone
away
right
the
there.
run back option. Very good stone. Well executed and leaves Brewers to do a very hard draw. We know it curls. We've seen that before, that it has enough curl to get on the pin. But man, is this a difficult shot to make. And if you're struggling with accuracy, then it's even more difficult. Now, is this one too heavy? Is this overcompensating for the earlier stone that was...
Oh, I think it's
Too short.
okay.
Look at it curls very nice.
Oh, is
Sweeping
that
mistake. Oh,
catches that red.
yeah. They didn't need the tap.
Yeah, they needed to sweep that a little bit longer, but then the risk is that it runs too deep. It was already on the heavier side,
Yeah.
but it could have tapped back on that yellow in the back there, so it's always tough, though. It's always tough. It's like, how much sweeping would it have taken to keep that one straight enough around the corner, around that? It didn't hit it by very much, but just enough to throw it offline. You hear him saying T-line. That's not something they want. They don't want T-line. Yeah, there we go. This one's going to curl over.
Beautiful curl. And a little tap would be nice, making it wider again. Yeah, this is good.
Good stone. Still an opportunity to draw in there, but it's closing it down more and more. It's like, I mean, you're just seeing how much that stone, like once it gets to the end of its, if it's run, how much it's falling over, or curling over. So this is, I still think there's an opportunity there because that yellow is sitting top of the house. It can still get over. We saw it just drop so much, but it's that weight is crucial.
And we've seen how hard it is to draw. So if you're N19, it's like, all right, draw it. I'll watch you throw a extremely difficult draw that didn't work in your previous stone. So you can have another shot at it. And if you manage to do so and get one stone in there,
great.
I'm fine with giving you one.
Yep.
And we'll take the hammer in the 8 ends.
All right, so Walter looking to just open things up here.
Another rocket. Ooh.
Caught his balance. Did he get to stay the right line? Looks like this is gonna like hit that. Ooh, just catches the red one there. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's always the case when you're trying to put so much weight on it. It's so easy to lose your balance. And then it's like, is the stone staying on the line that it needs to be, or did you get it on the line, or did your stumble pull it off where you were sliding to? So. You can't see us right now, chat, but we're both doing our chair yoga.
Oh, yeah. We're old, man. Yeah, these bar stools are not the best if you have to sit all-nighter on a bar stool to do a broadcast.
No. Fortunately, it's only one match today.
Yep.
That's going to be just fine. Maybe curl over a little bit, but it's not going to...
Thing is,
not going to do much.
It doesn't really matter that much. I mean, there's not that much they can do wrong at this stage of the game now. I mean...
Nope. Earthquake coming.
Yeah. Quickly switching that camera angle to avoid the earthquake. As Team Vraken is finishing their training. And they need the training because they're not sitting at top of the league right now.
Nope. They've got some work to do. This one not quite where they wanted. They were hoping to set something up that they could use to promote back. Now
just guard it, close it.
Yeah.
I think I know it's wrong to call the game, but it feels like we're going towards a handshake right now.
Yeah, I think so. I think if the Ducks could get rid of it, well, they're not going to be.
I mean, if this card fails and they leave an option for Brewers to do a double takeout somehow, which is hard, but I don't think that will happen, honestly.
Yeah, they could play something in off that wide stone, red stone just outside the house, but can they actually get into a shot position from there? I don't know. This is going to be pretty nice.
This is a good guard.
Yep.
This is an excellent guard. Takes away options for Brewers to try and attempt to take out on those two stones in the 4 foot.
All right, so here we see Walter's going to try to run that yellow back onto those yellows in the in the 4-foot, so maybe he can move some of those stones around, give himself an opportunity to draw with the. Well, no, they won't even have the hammer. So this is definitely going to be a difficult end for them to try to score or steal multiple points.
Yeah, the window of opportunity is closing stone after stone in this end. So
Yeah. And so what do you do? Okay, say N19 only takes 1 in this end. If they're able to do that, your Brewers Ducks. You're going into the 8th down 4, but you have the hammer. Do you play it out or do you shake hands?
I think you shake hands. I think if you know you're playing very well and you're just beaten by a team that's just a little bit better, then you might try. But since they struggle that much,
Well,
I think if you feel like you're struggling, you're making mistakes, then the confidence of suddenly scoring 4 could be too low to try and attempt it.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good effort there from Walter. He did get that angle in, but unfortunately it jammed. It jammed and sat in the house, so N19 now just has to guard this up. Now, it did actually open up a play for Brewers Ducks to come in off that guard that's sitting just outside the right corner of the house. They could try to do in there. There's a pocket, but that's such a tough shot. You know, you've got so many things that can go wrong or just miss. So this is an obvious choice from N19.
Yeah, they have to guard
it up.
A hit and roll on that Yellowstone that sits a bit open should be enough for Brewers to take a point. The only hard thing is a point is not good enough for Brewers.
No.
It's just not good enough.
And I think at this point, there's not much they can really do to score multiples. If they can find a way to get rid of both of those yellows, they have an opportunity to score 2, maybe 3, but
this is not a good stone there. It's close as perfect. I mean, it could have been higher to be better.
Higher, or maybe possibly a little bit more towards the center line.
Yeah.
Just a slight bit.
I think they're looking at ways to do some takeout stuff there. And then this is their last stone. I mean, this is their final stone in this end. So a takeout has to take out almost all 3 stones.
There's a possible triple there, but man, that's going to take some weight.
Can they squeeze in between? Just draw in between that little gap where Walter's standing right there with his feet?
I think that's what he's looking at.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's looking at, but they might also be looking at, I think looking at right now, they're looking at a triple.
Yeah, but what do they gain from a triple if that shooter is going to stick all the way in front of the house? They have to get all 3 stones out.
With the weight they're going to throw, I think the shooter rolls out of the house. So at best, they're still looking at getting 2.
Yeah. So if they're looking at takeout options, that means that they're hoping for that back red stone to become shot stone. But in order to do that, then all 3 stones have to go.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're looking for, how do we get this triple? Will it? Because I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that the left stone in the 4-foot in the red circle won't jam on that red.
Correct.
And so that's what they're looking at. I think they're trying to figure that out, trying to look at the angles.
Yeah, it could be that, well, to win the end, you do the hard draw, but that's a very hard draw just for 1 point. That's not enough.
No.
So maybe they're like, this is a do or die stone. If we have to try the impossible stone, if it works, we can score 2. And or I don't know. Do they have any additional stones in the house? No, they have 2 stones in the house so far. So that's an option to score 2. Otherwise, it's a hard draw for 1.
I think they're doing the hard draw for 1. I think that where Steph's broom is, we'll find out.
Yeah. I think their conclusion was
this is a. No, that's a draw. It's not gonna. It's too far inside.
It's hitting the guards.
Yeah.
It's hitting the guards, and that's 2 for yellow.
Well, then N19 still has another stone. They can still.
That's.
And now N19 has a position they can tap that one in and deeper, and it doesn't have to go very far. They have 2 stones they can promote to get 3, and either one. This has to go into the whites. just fully into the white, and so they don't even have to push it forward more than like say 30 centimeter stone's
Yeah.
length. So
I mean, and 3 stones, that's a GG. That's
yeah. Well, I think it's already GG's now. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're 9-4, you have the hammer going into that. You're down by 5. It's and they've been struggling to find the lines on the weight. I mean, honestly, this is something a N19 can just throw away.
Yeah.
But
Walter's already filling in the form to kind of conclude the game here.
yeah, I think handshakes are a foregone
Handshakes.
conclusion.
Going to see handshakes any minute now.
Walter is signing over the deed to your house to me.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure the ice is perfect here because this is an important stone. You don't want to miss this one, Stefan. Otherwise,
Wow, it's not that important.
oh, but
But he
just
he does want to
But
try to.
yeah.
He left a couple of stones short on these last open draws, so I think he'll want to finish strong, get something into the house. Just needs this one to curl a bit. There it goes, and that is going to play nicely. Taps it in. That's 3.
And that is 3, and that is 3 in GG. Nice game there, handshakes.
Very well played game from N19. They and at the beginning, this game was going pretty well. I think I thought both teams were playing really well, but then I think just N19 adjusted better to the ice. So
Well deserved victory for N18. They were the better team. I think Brewers Ducks really made a little bit too much mistakes at some point, and they couldn't fight their way back into the game. It was starting to snowball, and especially after that 4 ends, the 5th end was very important to score. After that 4 ends, you come into the 5th end, you have to score points, and instead of scoring points, you give away a steal, and that may have sealed the deal, I think.
yeah, I think that was already a big thing here. So well played match from both teams. Like I said, N19 adjusted better as the ice conditions slowed down. You saw a lot more draws. You saw that the lead from Brewers Ducks was just leaving so many stones just a little bit shorter than they needed. They wanted them in the house. They were coming up just over the hog line. So yeah, we I was right. I was right.
You were right. Yeah, I
right.
was betting on Walter, but he was not giving a very kind of favorable position. If you're the skip and you have to play these impossible, very hard stones to pull something out of it, that's not really what you like to play as a skip. As a skip, you want to play the kind of strategic, just do the takeout or the draw or whatever. But he was facing very, very hard stones to get some gain from the ends in the game. But yeah, this concludes this game. And N19 moves up. Brewers Ducks, they were sitting 2nd, but I think this is their
First loss of the
so
season, yeah.
far. I think if I just have a peek at the standings, where do we have the standings?
Yeah, I'll just put it there. There we go.
Yeah. So this is the schedule. We'll look at that later on. But Brewers Ducks are staying 4 points. They are still tied with Grey Ducks and Team Verreken, but now N19 moves up. They have their first victory, and this could be important because you don't want to relegate, of course. It's I don't know if they're shooting for a possible top 3, top 4, but at least I think one of the first ambitions in the A-Division is just get those points, get that 0 out of the way, and make sure you have the relegation kind of cleared out.
Yep. So we have Steph coming off the ice, watching us on his phone as he's coming off the ice.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a big win for N19. They're definitely going to move up. That's one thing they wanted, get that 0 off the scoreboard. This is only their 2nd match. They still have 5 more to go.
They have a lot of games to play. I mean, 5 games.
They're playing 3 this week.
Yeah.
We've got them on cast 3 times this week. So
we're going to see a lot of N18 this week. Yeah, maybe this is a good segue to hop over to the schedule of this week, because we have a lot of broadcasting. We had our N18 Brewers Ducks game, but then we have 8 more games. And first up is our game tomorrow. We are playing Mountain Rocks. This is going to be an interesting game. We're meeting our fellow Takeout Tiger team member Andres. He's going to play in the opponent's team. But then later in the week we have some more games.
Yeah, so we've got another doubles match: Curling Stones versus IDK. Really strong team IDK there. That's Team Overreka, the the men's national team skip, but paired up with the junior women's skip. So they're a very tough team, looking really strong so far this season.
Although, yesterday I remember a certain club championship where John and Pim beat Team of Araken in a face-off. So
it's true, but we had a lot. We
had a
got
lot of
carried by Tom.
Yeah, no.
So
Credit-
I'm not even
credit
going
to our
pretend. Not even going to pretend that was all us. That was hit a couple of stones that were good, but he was making all the right calls. So.
Well, he missed an opportunity to score 5, and then
That is true. That is true.
But that takes the focus away. So later this week we have a couple of games. Desperate Housekeepers is going to be on stream twice. We have Grey Ducks. We know the Grey Ducks from the seniors challenge. And then we have Team Veraken coming on stream. But I think it has been a long time since we have seen Team Veraken on stream. But they will be playing
like September, October. Yeah, before the European Championships, they had all their matches last half of the season very early on. So
we've seen them, of course, in the World Curling Tour events.
That's true. That's right. That is right. We saw them.
They
play,
lost.
so.
They were eliminated against the Polish team, Team Hertman. And but this is Team Veraken against N19, and I think that's a bit the Classico of Belgium curling. N19 was the kind of historical, traditional challenger for the men's national team, and they had good games in the past. N19 is, of course, not the same N19 as a couple of years ago, but still, Team Veraken N19 is a very, very nice game.
Yeah, looking forward to that matchup. We also have N19 Desert Housekeepers again. That's also another match that's very, very strong teams. We're looking forward to that. And then we come into some of the
Luxembourg triple.
The Luxembourg triple, yeah. We have the Red Lions back-to-back matches, and then the Brewers Ducks against Luxembourg, the other Luxembourg team.
Yeah, so that's the Luxembourg triple.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of Luxembourgians later on.
That's going to be very interesting to look at because we don't know much about. Well, see, CC Luxembourg, they bring a new lineup every match. So every weekend they're here, it's a new lineup. So we don't know what we're going to see. We saw them struggle in the first weekend. They played a couple of matches, just didn't do very well. But we also know that a lot of their key players weren't there. So hopefully they're going to bring them this weekend. They're going to want to move up the ladder as well. The Red Lions in the B division, their first season playing here in Belgium, they're looking to move up into the A division. They're sitting tied for second or third, something like that. They're playing pretty strong. So looking forward to a lot of this. We're going to have a whole good week of curling. We're going to be broadcasting. We're going to be playing some. You get to see a lot of different ends. Hopefully on tomorrow night, I won't turn off my microphone when I'm trying to adjust it and then try to look like an idiot. But, I'll look like an idiot anyway, but just not for that. It's hopefully not for that. So looking forward to seeing everybody. Thanks for everybody for hanging out, watching us tonight. Keep an eye on the socials.
I'm going to try to do this one. I don't wear my glasses. So YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. TikTok is not allowed in Canada anymore, but
it's not going to be allowed in the United States anymore either.
Yeah.
So at some point, but it's there until it's not.
Yeah. It's for a big Chinese fan base, of course.
Yes.
We have to support our Chinese fan base.
We're going to start dancing on the ice, posting everything there.
Yeah.
So with that, we're going to say goodnight. We will see you tomorrow. Unfortunately, we won't be able to chat with you, but we hope you guys tune in to watch us and listen to our little strategy and how we play the games. But we've enjoyed having you here. We're glad to be back on the air, and we are looking forward to this week coming up. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye.
Bye now. See you tomorrow.
I can.